Real talk, real news, authenticity. From the south suburbs to the world we see. Breaking down the headlines honestly. D-Love, no apologies. Politics, community.
Hey, 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 hey. Mm, just left Longhorn. This your girl D Love from the South Side, Inglewood for life. Chicago, that is. I hope all is well. I'm glad you can join me a little tad. Been just got back from a quick trip. Well, I wouldn't say it was a trip, an outing out of Chicagoland area. And I'm back. And I just want to say today is a good day for a good day, right? So the question is, what's the going on? I saw. Now I knew that I was not going to go to Clark's memorial service. I didn't know him. I didn't have a relationship with him. I don't believe in doing stuff like that. Y'all can have it. With that being said, I hope that he is resting well, whatever place he is in. It seemed like it was a big event. Um, his uh, his memorial service. That's that's weird. They had a memorial service, but didn't have a funeral. But again, sorry. If nobody gonna hype you up, hype yourself up. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Please and thank you. I'm just saying. Get your sister in the algorithms. All right. Sorry, let me get myself together. So that happened today. I knew there was an Easter egg hunt. Again, had to run out of town for a situation for a family. Um, I wanted to go over this video. Then I want to talk about some things that everybody's talking about. I was going to talk about it earlier this week, but I said, you know what? Harvey got me confused out all outdoors. First, if you watch that meeting, the black guy comes in talking about a big project. I thought it was a windmill project. Apparently, it's a solar project. And then when I was on Facebook, I saw Chappelle Hook's video about how. Oh, sorry, y'all. I watched Chappelle Hook's video, and it was about her YouTube, Facebook page, and it was about a complex that's being um, proposed to be built in Harvey. So they got the windmill. Let me write this down for y'all because people think, and I was watching some of the from the memorial conference video. Ain't nobody picking on the man who died. We just talking about what ain't happening. And I don't care what you say. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Let your yes be yes and let your no's be no's. And you know what I realized? While we're talking, the the way the people vote in Harvey, and I mean the aldermen and women, it really reflects how their voting reflects what their wards look like. Do you realize that? Their wards look exactly how they vote. They vote yes, 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 and don't question anything. But your wards look like shit. And that's how your whole attitude is. I'm just saying, so how can you they just throw things down our throats and not really giving us full oh, it's a solar farm. Okay. Let me show you what this a solar farm. So they're gonna take a portion of 140, I think 48th and uh 48th and Dixie Highway. So the Dixie Highway is really a main road. And if I'm not mistaken, no, I don't want to say that. 'Cause I think you could take Dixie Highway all the way to California or to Florida. But I don't want to lie to you. But most solar farms are in rural areas. So they gonna make Harvey the guinea pig. So okay, so they want to put a solar farm. Okay, they want to build a housing. Um, I was trying to find the video, text, the email that they talked about this. 42 acres, 40, is it 72 buildings or something like that for veterans. So, or apartments. So that means they're gonna take more people's houses to build, right? So do the housing project. They're trying to uh, slide by while we're talking about this solar farm. They're slowly working on a project for the housing project. Interesting, right? Now, how much? And my thoughts was, how much have they committed to these people for these projects? Do anybody have an idea? That's stressful. Now, okay, okay. So we got, and also we got to add Turlington Homes. You keeping notes? Yeah, I'm keeping notes too. I might as well keep notes all up until the 13 months is up. So far, there's a solar farm coming, a housing project coming, Turlington Homes supposed to be coming. Now, those are what's supposed to be coming, right? But just think of it. What we what have done and had not brought anything into the community. Okay, so they had Oak Street Health, Oak Street Health, OSF. Oh, that's what that is. Oak Street Health. Oak Street Health just took their signs off the wall. They marquee down. Now they had been paying the taxes for that property. That's gone. And let me tell you what they ain't talked about. Do anybody remember the dispensary? Now I don't smoke no weed, and I ain't against nobody smoking no weed, but it's still a drug. Let me look. You know that place ain't even open. Mm-mm. They they done bully the people out of that space. Yes, they did. They bullied them people out who was the tire shop and gave it to the marijuana dispensary. Now the marijuana, I'm gonna put the weed house on Halsted ain't open. Ain't open. So we got the Oak Street Health ain't open. We got the weed dispensary ain't open. We got the what are those called? They call it the satellite. 6 of them. Only they say I seen 2, but I guess they says 3 was complete. 3 unfinished satellite. So we only care about the ones that are unfinished. So the satellite ain't finished. Now, okay, let's keep going. Keep your pens going. Now let's the ultimate one. Um, that Myrtle Street, the MWRD, Metropolitan Water Reclamation Department. They took a whole block, a whole block, and took them people's homes. They paid them for it. But just think, if you have been there all your life, you not thinking somebody gonna take it for intimate domain. So that block is vacant. A ghost town. Put ghost town by Myrtle Street. A ghost, let's say a ghost block. Well, it's really a ghost town. A ghost block. Okay. Am I missing something else? Um, So we got Oak Street. They never opened, and the previous mayor who passed away said that wasn't his project. I don't know how you have this is not your project. The weed dispensary ain't open. Not that I condone it, but it's not open. The solar light, solar lights, the solar lights. Only 3 were completed. I only know of 2, but I heard it was 3. Myrtle Street, where they took the whole block, that was never done. I know I'm missing some more, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 things that oh, you know what I was thinking and forgot about? And this is not on what happened during the last administration, but it happened during Kellogg's administration. And I fully don't understand that what happened there. But it's the hotel that never opened or it never started. But I'm just gonna put that in parentheses because that wasn't on this watch. That was on the previous watch before him. And something about they took the hotel money and the money never went to that's why Harvey's another reason why Harvey's in debt. Because we have a bond that we are paying because Harvey somehow gave somebody some money for for a hotel, and the people never opened that hotel, and the money is now gone. But we still have that debt, or they have that bond. So that's on top of the 35%. So as you can see, is we don't have time to be pussyfooting around. You see what I'm saying? And another thing, and this is all everything that happened this week. So let me say this. So only one project really got completed, and that is open right now, and that is the apartment building. But however, that apartment building, that apartment building, that apartment building was supposed to be for senior citizens. All of a sudden, we hear it's now is uh, mixed use. Now, let me say this. Now, this is just a word on the street. I don't know, and I can't confirm or deny. They're like they got to test the soil for either the windmill or these apartment complex. I said, "Sweet holy Jesus!" It's like it's a never a dull moment. Oh, I went to today. I went to Peoria, Illinois, and as you go down the highway on 80, all you see is windmills and solar farms. Are you kidding me? Like they have a solar farm. I don't care about that for solar farm. I don't think I would participate in it. But I'm not gonna say yes, I'm not gonna say no. But they can't force me to do anything at the moment. At the moment. Because you know how stuff be changing on you. Because really, the one thing we really need to understand about this solar farm is who is financing this project and who's currently owns this project or this land, and whether it's going to be have whether permits have been filed for wind or solar development, and what happened if the funds falls through. So, like, I assume something happened with Oak Street Health. Something had to fall through the weed house, that's weird. It still look fresh over there, but there's never cars over there. I don't care what time of day you go over there. Now we definitely know the MWRD that's sitting like an eyesore. Oh my gosh. And the hotel again, I don't know where it was supposed to be. But I was thinking today as I drove down Halstead, I was like, Club O is still sitting over there vacant. The Metro that I don't know, did the city of Harvey give Metro that building? But that building is sitting there vacant with boarded up. That section right there is right across the street from the big Wind Creek Hotel. Why couldn't anybody come in and be creative? But nobody wants to deal with the BS. And I don't blame them. Because folks over here ain't playing that this year. It's got to be a new year, and we ain't finna do all them extra problems over here. It's like my eyes are tad. I'm been out. So again, I have to say this, and I mean this respectfully. The older persons in that room, their ward represent how they vote. Not only that, many are called, but few are chosen. And that represent those aldermans. Some of them ain't been chosen, and some of them ain't been called. And the people who voted you in, that was a gift. And you have squandered our gifts. That's what I got to say. Because to me, is Harvey being so a dream, a wind farm, solar farm, or something else? Because something really is, it's not adding up in Harvey. They told us about a windmill project or solar project, and now we're hearing about a building, maybe a solar too. Get the F out of here. But here's the problem: nobody's showing no paperwork. So they're supposed to have a meeting on April the 13th. I will attend that meeting. I would attend. But I am. Let me be clear. I'm not against development, not at all, not at all. And I'm not. But I am against confusion, right? Because if you think about it, we at the meeting, they tell us one thing, and then it comes out in a news article that they're doing something else. You like what? But we gonna drive over there. It's kind of cold right now. Okay, see the situation smell like this. See, we in the first early stages in both of these projects, right? But they're not ready, but being pushed publicly, right? They're sending mixed messages, wind, solar, apartments, maybe a solar, maybe wind. We don't know. Or they don't have a full funding yet, and they're testing public reaction. It's got to be one or the other. Because ain't no way you can walk up in here and we supposed to say, yes, sir. And I don't even think some of them older person or people, whatever you want to call them, they forget we free. We are free. We can make our own decision on what is going on. But they are supposed to be in position to ask questions. See, 'cause my question to you is, how can somebody sit up there, make $200,000 and come to the meeting time? I don't know. Hold on. You know what I'm saying? Can you go to work and tell your boss he or she asks you a question and you say, I don't know. They say, why did you do X, Y, and Z? I don't know. They looking like, did I hire the wrong person? This may make 200. I'm talking about the controller. Now let me explain to you all. It ain't personal. Because people may try to make it sound, oh, it's personal. You're in your feelings. No, this is business. Apparently, you haven't been in business. Because ain't no way. Sorry, I'm looking for my oh, looking for my cord, y'all. Yes. I went out of town. I gotta get stuff out my bag. I hope I didn't lose my cord. But you know what I'm saying? I'm so confused. I'm confused. And I'm not hold on. Man, I don't even know how to do my cord. We'll look for it later. Um, yes, I'm confused. I'm confused with all the shenanigans. It's really frustrating to be continue to go to these meetings and they sell us one thing, tell us another, and when we get there, it's like, oh yeah, what? And they talk about the lid in the pipes, and y'all worried about a foyer. Now that part is a hooch to me. How can y'all worry about a foyer when all you gotta do is put that on the website? Then nobody can ask for anything or say anything. Free up all the people up. But see, they don't want to do that. But then they said, "No, we can't do that." Now, that what? How you gonna say what y'all can't do with the people's money? That's the weird stuff to be. You know what I'm saying? Um. Okay, and I saw something from Chappelle on her page today or yesterday. She went back to go get a copy of the article of this uh, real estate developer see potential in. They said, first of all, they said the village of Harvey. Now, how many of you all think Harvey's a village or Harvey is a city? Let's see if I can bring it up so you can see. See a future. Yeah, they see a future now to get your money. They don't care if they kill you, kill, steal, or destroy. Them aldermen do not ask enough questions. That's why people think that they are up to something. We've been through this already. We've been through it. And we don't want to keep going through stuff like this. And that's the part that we're trying to get people to understand. But because the older person just say, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. But they're not understanding that the real problem is when you just saying yes, it really means you are agreeing to whatever shenanigans that comes your way. Because I'm sure if you were real estate developers, let's see if I can put it right here so I can type it this way. Here's 11 of you all in the chat, in the room. Please hit that like and subscribe. Hey, let me know you're here. You know what I'm saying? Be respectful. Take your shoes off and let's have a conversation. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to pull the article up for you. Um, Sees potential in the village of Harvey. Crazy work. Okay, I found the actual article, and I'm gonna bring this up. It's in the Citizen newspaper group. Or I guess it's just. I'm like, this man looks familiar. Um, Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Ay, Dios mío. Ay, Dios mío. I'm moving too fast because I want to show you this article. And I hope I ain't got to retype this stuff up. Okay, I have it right here. I'm going to share the article with you. Hey, it's 14 people in the room. Hit that like and subscribe. And don't forget to be a part of the conversation. Hello. I want to say hello to my YouTube fam. Hey, Crook County. No apology. Need it. I'm watching. Okay. Well, as long as I know you here, Crook County, I appreciate you, JJ and Mimi. Okay, so let me show you this. This is the article, and apparently this paper is now gone. I don't know where it went, but she tried to go back and get the actual article, and it's not surprised. Okay, here is the article. Let's see if I can make it big for you. So the real estate developer sees potential in village of Harvey. Now, suspect number one, Harvey is not a village. I don't know if they know that. If you're gonna do business, wouldn't you know where you spending your money at? I'm just saying. And apparently, yeah. So that's we're gonna leave that there. I digress. Make it bigger so you can see it. So it's okay. So this is from Tia Carol Jones. Yes, a real estate developer sees potential in. I hate saying village. It's actually the city of Harvey. A coalition has been organized to bring a new development plan with the goal of revitalizing Harvey and bringing economic development to the Southland. The coalition, probably said it wrong, includes E&S Development, LLC, McTkey Realty, and BLK Gravity, or GRVTY, along with other private, what's the word y'all see? Private companies and nonprofit organization. Now, this is the weird part right here. The $50 million. Hey, me and my little ones are with you. Thank you. Big hugs to Mimi and JJ. Um, $50 million. Is that $50 million combined? What does Harvey has to give? Now, let me say they do have a senior building in Harvey, and it's relatively new. I would say less than 20, maybe 15 years. And it's called the Jesse Jackson, I believe, still senior home. But that's still seniors. Okay, so the $50 million, the 50 million. Why didn't you say dollars? I guess they don't have to say dollars, right? The development is planned for 148 and Dixie Highway. Let's see if I can bring that up so you can see what we're talking about. 148. Let's see. 148 and Dixie Highway. Let's see what they get. Okay. See if I can show you a picture of what we're talking about. Get visuals. You like me, I need visual. What are we talking about? Oh, I need to catch up. I've been out of look. Ain't never a dull moment, Crook County. Never a dull moment around these places and joints. So this is okay. Hold on. Come on, D-Love. Show 'em. Okay. So let me explain something. I don't know why I can't. Oh. Okay. Now the it gets more interesting. Now I can put something to it. So 148th and so which one? This right here. I use me. Okay, that's 148. So it's either on this side or that side that they're trying to build um a new development right off the main road. Now let me say this to you all. There's a whole section in the back that they could have taken down and built or rebuilt or do something with the buildings that are already there. So they just want to take this land right here and build housings on it. Again, let's see. Can we see it from back here? No. Now let me say this. Okay, I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna go back to the article. This right here is the car wash. This car wash right here. Now it gets interesting. Now you want to say things that make you go, I want to get back out there. Ay, Dios mío. Get me back to 100. Sorry. That car wash, apparently the person who owns that car wash is on the board. This has got to be old. or whoever. Hold on. Oh, right here. This car wash right here, right next to McDonald's. They are one of the people who is involved or who are involved in the development plans. So they're saying this is their proof of concept in Harvey. We were able to build and bring a car wash here. Since we got a car wash here, on the next block, we would like to put a housing project. A housing project. Again, there's nothing wrong with building a Harvey to doing that. But how everything is funny how it kind of connects. Remember Mr. Rucker? He wanted to uh he had some program where it get first help with first time homeowners in Harvey, and they did not let him do it, and they did not contact him back. So apparently they want to do it over here. So this whole area is going to be apparently new housing. Nothing wrong with it, but let's be clear. What's the catch? I'm just saying. Okay, let's get. I digress. Now, see the 148th and Dixie Highway. It will include 45,000. Yeah, 45,000, not hundreds. 45,000 square feet of commercial space and 64 residential apartment geared towards senior citizens and veterans at market rate. And there will also be 22 townhomes. So let me show you this again. So they're going to put mixed use and housing on here. But we got so many vacant lots and so many homes that need to be rebuilt. And it's going to say, forget that. And not too far from here, they're trying to put that makes sense. So they're trying to put the solar farm. It's will be somewhere around here. So, yes, interesting, right? Interesting. I don't understand how they can even do all the things they're doing. But again, because the older person just says yes, yes, yes. Yeah. And don't even question. They don't even question it. 45,000 square feet of commercial space. Now, as you can see in this picture right here, and I'm just saying, that's a strip mall right there. It's a strip mall. So he really wants whoever owns this right here, who's a part of this project, it's more about connecting this car wash to this project. I thought they was gonna put a Burger King or something over there. I don't even know what happened to it. Okay, let's see. Okay, and again, no, I ain't got no issue with the developers. I got issues with the older person of all the men and women because they ain't speaking up. What Roger said, we just get the money and we'll figure it out later. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, bro. Let's see. Terry Cox, Senior Vice President of Mantucky Realty Group, says that the Southland is an underutilized asset because the 38 municipalities that makes up the area offer infrastructures and vacant land. Cal D. Gardner is the co-founder of managing member of E&S Developments, LLC. He said the development will address the demand on housing in the community and the need for services and resources. So, with that be, I just want to go back up. So now I'm just going, and I ain't trying to be funny. Can I highlight this? Hold on, I need to highlight this somehow because I want y'all to see something. Oh, there it is. See something, say something. Ay, Dios mío. I don't know. Okay, I don't want to. I don't want to. Okay, so we're gonna take this line. So it says, he said the development will address the demand for housing in the community and the need for services and resources. Now, which is interesting to me right here, but it's geared towards senior citizens, veterans at market rate. So how would they be able to afford it at market rate? I'm just saying. And it would be 22 townhomes. So there could be a camera over there, huh? So we got to pay for their cameras. But how much is this? Are they going to pay back to? What does Harvey get out of it? What revenue does Harvey get out of this? Because, like I said before, with my paper, we already got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna say 4. Can't say anything about the hotel because that hotel was a bond and that money got messed up, and we don't even know where the money at. But at least those 4 things, Oak Street Health, not open, they fixed it up, never open, paid the taxes, caught up. The weed house, they fixed it up, but not even open. The satellite station, 3 out of the 6, they fixed up, the other one are crumbling. Uh, Myrtle Street, the MWRD project, they got the people up out of there, but never completed the project. What guarantees do we have that they will, this organization, this coalition of different people and private entities are committed to follow through on what they're going to do? But what are the consequences if they don't follow through? What did you promise to these people that Harvey will do? We don't have no, we don't have nothing, no discount, no rezoning or whatever to make it cheaper for them. We need people who's like, okay, this is what we're gonna pay for. If you think this is a hot spot, you're gonna pay for it because the citizens of Harvey, the residents of Harvey, we cannot afford to keep giving stuff away. 130. Oh man. You know what? I can't I wish I had got it early. Let's do this real quick. I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. And we're gonna keep going. Homes. Let's see. I want to show y'all the let's see what we have to go on their website. Hold on. Ay, Dios mío. Hope everybody's having a good evening. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button as we are on Twitch and on YouTube. Let me know that you are here. I appreciate Crook County and Mimi and JJ. They only got one, they only can hit the button once. So can you please and thank you hit that? Okay, so look. Hello. Hello. I'm gonna bring this over here for a minute. So it's on 138th and Dixie Highway. Let's see if we can see. All right, let's go. So it's 18 properties. So that property on 130. Hold on. What's the address again? Let me get my address. 100 and hold on. Hold on. Make sure I get 148 on Dixie Highway. Okay. 148. This is closest I see is 147th and Dixie Highway. Mm-hmm. Hold on. I just want to make sure and listen, we're gonna tell the story. We're gonna tell it right. So it looks like I'm not sure. ABC. So these are and this list right here is public. It's on the Harvey website of the properties that Harvey owns that they don't sell to nobody. So I think we can click on here, see if it matches. Um, okay. So which one do they own? So apparently, what block? Oh, that partial land right there. Okay. So that's not it. Uh this is 148th. Mm, so who owns that land on 148th and Dixie Highway? Okay, and I'm just out of curiosity. Let's see if we can figure it out this way then. Let's go to the Cook County Property Board. Okay. Out of curiosity, I'm just trying to figure. Now I'm being nosy. We want 148th, and I think that's just a I don't know. I don't think that's really the ad. Let's see. Let's see, y'all. Okay. We are getting hot, y'all. 140. Let's see. Hmm. Okay, who owns this land? Here it is right here. This is the property that they want to. Okay, so now let's see what's gonna be interesting is right. Are they gonna get this property away for $1? So the property is there's three pin codes. Let me write the pin codes down real quick. Hallelujah. We got 29 17 112 040 1234. And you can also write these down also. Again, it's not the developer that we have an issue with. It's the all the people who don't ask questions and just sit there and say, "Yes, sir. Yes, master." Motherfucker, we free. We ain't gotta. We can ask questions now. We ain't gonna get beat with nothing. Well, we shouldn't. Okay, so let's. Okay, so let's go back. Yep, 148 in Dixie Highway. So it's been assessed that. So it's valued. This one property is valued at 69,000. Let's see, 6960. All right. Okay, what else is it? The taxes ain't even paid. The taxes not even paid on this property. Damn, we gonna get there. Let's see who's supposed to pay these taxes. Archer Management in Posen, Illinois. Oh, so okay. 2025. So this whoever who owned this property stopped paying on it. Dang, it's 5,000. Um 20 mailed in 24. Um they said total amount due 5110019. Okay. Let's look this up. Okay, so where's Anchor Management at? They ain't paying no taxes. Why did they stop paying taxes? Look, I'm not trying to go down a rabbit hole. Um, are they now defunct? It's opposing. Okay. So they must have closed the one in me imposing Illinois. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Another dead in the street. So this so these people, they must be holding the property. You think they're holding the property? Up until 2022. But how do we find out who actually owns it? Um, hold on. Give me you know what I need to go to? Cook County of Deeds. Well, and I'm just being curious now. Listen, if you're in the chat, and I am not talking about Crook County, because Crook County hit that like button. Why y'all come up here and don't hit the button? Cook County. Deeds. Let's record our deeds. Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's see if I can. Um, so we want 2917112040. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, all right, all right. See, you can see as long as everything is public, you can't go wrong. So North Star Trust. Oh, there was a mortgage on here. Hold on, y'all. Be right back. Okay. I'm back for those who stayed. Glad you're here. And we're just looking at this land that is going to be built on. Okay, so see if we can put this in order. 1990. Hmm. Okay, so if it's 1990, North, who do we say who was paying the bill on it? Anchor. AN. So you can't really tell who actually owned that property, can you? But we know it's on. This is it right here. 2025. There was a deed on it. Okay. So that means it was paid at some point. The certificate of title in 81 and 90. The land was actually, no, these two are it right here. So in 1981, certificate of title that was recorded and a deed. Well, it don't hurt to look, right? So there was a public sale of real estate, non-payment of taxes without partial land, and that was in 2005. So somebody's been holding on this property for a while then. Lot 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29 in the block 76 in Harvey at the subdivision as part of the section. That's the description where the property is located. What is during David Orr? Okay, so this doesn't really tell you anything. Just that Chicago Title Land Trust. It was created and also the Cook County grantor and the grantee. Grantor and the grant. Do they still own it? Whatever happened to this? I might have to look at the other property to figure out whatever happened to it. I'm just saying because if Harvey, this is the stuff that when we vote are all the person in, why don't they do their research to make sure these people are able to, if they're going to build a complex, we got to have more accountability with these businesses and developer. It's got to be some penalties if you do not complete it. What they need to do is Harvey don't always think they just I don't know they sometimes they move like they scared. You got to force these developers to put down some kind of bond to if they don't complete it, they go in default and Harvey keeps the money. I don't know if it's legal or not, but that's what it should be doing. What's your thoughts on that? Because if you're going to take and build these properties, or you say you are, force people to put a bond up because we don't need any more people saying they're going to do something and don't do it. But see what they are afraid of, if they tell them to put a bond up, they'll leave. Okay, if they leave, they leave. We got enough stuff just sitting up here open. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure I get 100. Oh, that's here. That's the title. 08. Docs executed 81, 07. Who will hold on to this long? That's just, I don't know. Let's see what that one says. That's 13 pages. And listen, to go down there. Oh. So at one point, 130. So what happened is Let me go back. And I found this out just by, and if I'm wrong, let me know. So I had put in this this number, right? And sometimes it attaches other properties to the same property because they all like a bundle. I found that out the hard way. FYI. Okay, so really, I don't know. So from here, we can't really see who actually owns the property. We know there was a management company that was managing it, but they're now in default. 30, what's that? Oh, they're in default. For pay online 5,000. 8, 9, 10, 11, about $12,000. They own taxes on that one part of the partial land. Now I don't know if Cook County is going to forgive them on that. Okay, here's another one. It's estimated 11,000. It said it was 3, 25, 26, and 27. The other one was 69,000. This one is 11,260. That's gonna be interesting. How much y'all gonna sell this for? And if you sell this to the developer, my question is, aren't you gonna make them pay the the stamp tax? Now look at this one. This has a Linwood address. Did I see a Linwood address on that other one? Let's see what that look like, y'all. This is somebody's house. This home is located in somebody's house in Linwood. Hold on. View 30 photos of this address. Unit 3. Is this 2 bedrooms, 2 baths? It's a condo. It's a condo. That's what I'm saying. Y'all don't do y'all due diligence. So somebody bought this and they haven't paid the taxes on this one also. Dang, that's let's see. 23 ain't paid, 24 ain't paid, and part of 20, and this you said, hey, listen, y'all check this one out. You see what's interesting is 26, 26, and 23, it was 5,000. And in 24, it nearly dropped by half. I don't know, just weird. Okay. They need to get on the payment plan. Let's see. So this is it's really the same partial land. Anchor management. But the bill went to where did that bill go to? I just said this is why I said is y'all how are they gonna resolve and clear this debt? Who did it go to? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Cook County Treasurers. So who was it mailed to though? It's not have who it goes to. Where your money goes. Oh, Anchor Management. Okay. So Anchor Management ain't been paying. Does it sound weird to you? Let's see. Any appeals on it? Nope. Oh, so okay. It said paid in full, 23 and 24. Why does it say 23 and 24? Oh, we're looking at two different ones too. So it looks like somebody just paid this up. Oh, when did they pay it? Let's look that up. Maybe this one got paid recently. Okay, so that one didn't get done. Hold on, how you get back? Let's do a new one. Hold on, yeah. Let me get to the bottom. Begin a new search. Hope all is well. Hope you're having a great Saturday. It's Saturday. It's Saturday. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Standing in the thick of it. Let's see. Let's see where we at. Same location, same spot, but somebody paid. Can you tell when they paid? Um, so one of the partial land has been paid. There's 3 PIN numbers. One PIN number has been paid. I can tell you that now. And the last one they paid $149 more than 2022. Come on, computer. Assessment, homeowner, no homeownership exemption, first installment, second installments. That's roughly low, but local sales tax, 23.52%. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I don't mean to yarn in your ear. Yeah, they paid the taxes for this one, for that PIN number. Let's go look at the last PIN number. Oh, we want to look at the recorder of deeds. The recorder of deeds, baby. Ay, Dios mío. Oh. Hope you're having a great evening. And thank you for spending your Saturday with me. I went out of town. I said, I gotta go live today. Okay. Document release. Let's try this one. Let's go up. So 2013 was the last time document released. There was an easement. Let's see. Interesting, right? Now this one has a different grantor, AGG, and the Illinois Department of Transportation. All 148th. VA Lot 1, Part E. So on one of those partial of land in 2012, there was an elite easement on there. Let's see if there was an easement. Was it released? Let's double check. So really, it hasn't really have anything like current in the last 5 years. This is last dated recorded. So they probably submitted in 2013. It didn't get technically recorded in 2014. A year later. Isn't that weird? Okay, did it get released from the easement? Let's see. Let's look at this. You can't print these documents, I can tell you that. You gotta pay to print them. Hey, y'all, thank you for spending some time with me. You could be doing anything, but you're hanging with your girl. D Love from the South Side, Inglewood for life. Uh, don't forget. I would say don't forget to hit the like button, but if y'all gonna hit it, you gonna hit it. If not, you ain't hitting it. I don't beg, I don't cry. Oh, I don't want to get bigger. Okay, so Michael Grotch. Grotchi. Goich. Michael Grotchi. Assignee of James Jones, Gerald Hill claimant for and in consideration of $10. Oh, this land got sold for $10 back in 2013. That's what. Is that the same land? Oh, see, these are all the PIN numbers that were associated. Or see, the real property, its address is commonly something as 148 and Dixie Highway in Harvey to real property tax identification number. So all these numbers are, again, like I said, these numbers sometimes get bulked for some reason. I don't know why they get bulked. Okay. So golf? What's GOF mean? Let's figure that out. Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm tripping. Did I lose it? Damn. Ding. Ding, dang. Oh, uh-uh. Hold on. Interesting. All these are under the GOLFP. Oh, okay. So it's called GOLFP, mostly commonly referred to as filing categories or internal processing codes, often tied to grantor grantee recording processes. Land or property filing procedure, foreclosure, legal property action in some case. So it's basically a back end label used by the recorder of office to classify how those documents was processed and not the actual type of documents. Okay. Mm, okay. 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 So all these was processed together. So that's what they're saying. I wanted the real estate attorney probably turned all this in. Okay, so which really is a lot of it's just consistency. Nothing really happened. One has been paid the taxes, and the first one we did, the taxes has not been paid, which is interesting, right? If y'all giving property away, how much y'all selling it for? Y'all didn't even let nobody in the community buy it. 2, 3, 4 in the thick of this, in the thick of things. Okay. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay, so DC is the same property and Anchor Management, who actually is not imposing anymore. They look like they only have a Chicago address. The 448 and Dixie Highway. It has three pin codes on there. So the third one, They didn't. What's the value of it? They don't have a value on this one. But you see how what do you see? Dang, they only want $264 for taxes and 613. Why not sit on it? Why not sit on it until somebody ready to purchase it from you? But you behind in taxes. So how does that work? Are they gonna pay these back taxes? Out of curiosity. Excuse me. Let's look at the okay. Yeah. Okay, let's see what we can see. Uh. So it really looks like this Earn Cap Ventures on financial services. First Penn, 79th Street, 75th Street, 75th Street. Down here. Yeah. It's interesting. Hold on, just trying to figure this out real quick. Um 148th and Dixie Highway. So it's look like Earn Cap Ventures been sitting on it. Um let's see. So one address can have multiple PIN numbers and multiple partials, but different legal piece of land. Mm, the documents are not all for the same physical location. Why does matter? Use one company, buy, transfer multiple property across different locations under a trust and LLC. So when you see the same company with different pins and different addresses, that means it's just portfolio activity, not just one building. Uh, Now the 2918-223-0037. Now this land is tied to Harvey Dixie Highway. So the property address might look like one location, but legally it can be broken into multiple partials, each with its own pin. And when you see different pins tied to the same company in different areas, that tells you they're not just buying land, they're building a portfolio. So they held on this since for 18 years. Uh, you want to dispose what's going on? Okay, so who's paying the taxes? Okay, who's paying the taxes? Or who has been paying the taxes? Hmm. Hold on. Let me go back up because I just find this very interesting. Mm, 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 mm. And actually, that nobody's paying the taxes, but only somebody paid it for one, but not the others. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's not the development that we have an issue with. Um, it's just more transparency. I hate when they use that word transparency, but more transparency to let us see what's going on. Okay, the tax bill is not going to a homeowner. It's going to a company. We realize that this is property is investor owned. Remember, that's what we already know. Okay, that is the link. So the property is behind in taxes and at risk of tax sale again. So, which is interesting, right? So they've been holding on this property for their portfolio for all this time. For the last 2.5 years, they have been defaulted on the property. So they're holding. So it's gonna go up for tax sale. That's the same pattern you saw in 2005. Now, yeah. So there's a cycle here, right? I wonder who cuts that grass though. The property becomes tax delinquent before 2005, go through a tax sale and put into a land trust, passed through an investor, ARM, cap, and etc. Now it's 2023 and 2024 delinquent again. This is not random. This could mean investor is holding the land without maintaining it, waiting for the developer's deal, buyout, or the government interest of the windmill solar. We don't know, but we believe it is uh, the for the apartments. Oh, so, okay. So the same property that went through a tax delinquent cycle back in '05 is now delinquent again. '03 and '04 and '05. And instead of a residence, the tax bill is going to a company. So the question becomes, who is holding the land and why aren't they paying the taxes? So Talani Smith said they need to be paying the taxes. Wait a minute, these people holding these land are also not paying their taxes. The big question is, who owns control of Anchor Management Inc. And why is the property repeatedly going delinquent? And is this property part of the planned development project? And has the city has discussion with this company? What happened if this goes to the tax sales again? They ain't gonna be able to tell you. This land could be sitting idle, tied to future development plan, or part of. Hold on. Uh, hold on. No, 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 no. Car wash. Hold on, I just thought of something. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but let's bear with me. Let's see. Let's see. I don't have a pin number for that one. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Hold on. You see how I okay. Um this might give us a little bit better idea. No. So this the pin number. Okay. Hold on. We found the pin number for the car wash. 2812 411 057. I don't think it's gonna take me there automatically. Ay, Dios mío. Oh, they pay their taxes. Hold on. AGG Heck no. Remember I told y'all the Linwood address? Girl, you can't make this sugar honey tea. I match up. AGG. No, where's the other one? Okay, where did I see that address before? I just saw that. I just saw that Linwood because I remember I looked at it. Hold on. So this is the car wash information, right? This is remember AGG 195th and Lakeshore Drive. Um, I know this ain't the same one. It can't be the same one. It cannot be the same one. Where's my pen number? Oh, 57. Okay, so this is the same one. Okay, so um okay. These are the same people. This is how you know the shit is real in Harvey, right? So the person who owned the car wash who live in Linwood, I believe they own the partial land that is the property taxes are delinquent for two of the partial land. One of them they just paid. See what I'm saying? Here's AGG. This is the car wash. The person who owned the car wash owns this whole parcel of land. Get the out of here. Do you see that, Crook County? The person who owns the car wash, who's a part of this deal of getting this housing project, is delinquent on taxes. Let me go back. I don't want y'all to think I'm lying on folks. Cause this one is paid. This is his. Um, hold on. Hold on. AGG. Somehow or another, this AGG is connected to. They gotta be connected to something. Because this is just Chicago Title and Land and Trust. That hell no. Y'all can't make this out. Let me 29, 17. Go back to the original house property. And I'm gonna go back and finish reading. Oh. So the the person who owned the car wash, Crystal, that's on the next block right by on the side of McDonald, owns that land that's being developed. But he has two partial on 148 that he ain't even paid taxes on. The internet is undefeated. That's crazy. That is crazy. Let's see if I can find it again. See, it's kind of confusing how they had this all set up right. So I mean, I could, like, I don't know what is all this about. And I'm not even going to pretend to know. But it's been at the certificate for title. Oh, it was with First National Bank, the first grantor. I don't know if it's ever got paid. That's tripped out. This person who owned the car wash, how much taxes he pay? He only paid $2,600 in taxes for a whole business. That's crazy. You can't make this stuff up. Mm. Okay. All you do is follow the money. Okay. Damn. I hate when I do stuff like this. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay. I had to get that in here to figure this out. And he ain't even paying that much taxes. Difference. He the person who own a car wash paid less taxes than somebody who owns a home. Hilarious. Hilarious. That's some stuff you can't fix. You can't fix stupidity. Yeah. Now this is where okay, so the car wash on 14710 Dixie Highway has a mailing address of AGG LLC. Now that value, but that car wash has been assessed for $4,000. That's very low. Total taxes they pay is $2,262 in taxes. Mind your homeowners are paying $5,000 to $6,000 in Harvey for taxes. Some of us in Harvey pay more taxes than the commercial does. Okay, so owners multiple pieces of land. It's not paying taxes consistently. It's holding adjusted partial. So what's the suggest? This is not random neglect. This is usually one of two things: land banking speculation. Buy cheap land, don't invest in it, delay taxes, wait for development deal, buyout, or financial distress overextended by the owner. Owner multiple properties, can't keep up with the taxes. He ain't paying that much. If you only paying $2,000 for the car wash, he can't keep up with the taxes. Properties slowly go delinquent. Now connect both properties. Partial A, 148th and Dixie Highway, owned by Anchor Management, delinquent 23, 24, and 25. The first half of 25. Partial land on Dixie Highway is not behind. So, is the person struggling? So it makes this very interesting, right? Same area, Dixie Highway corridor, multiple partial land, multiple LLCs, multiple delinquency, land, vacant land, operating business side by side. Now that's exactly how land gets assembled quietly. Now, when you start seeing multiple properties on the same strip owned by different LLC, all behind on taxes, that's not coincidence. That's either mismanagement or land being held for something bigger. Again, who owns AGG LLC? Do AGG LLC and Anchor Management have any connection? And are these partial parts of any planned development zone? And has the city has a discussion with these owners? And why are multiple property on Dixie Highway going delinquent for the same at the same time? Oh, on next week, not the Monday coming, the following week, we're gonna have to get up there and talk about it. Now, I'm gonna be real with you. Now, this could be an early sign of land consolidation or neglect or investment property, right? But when you combine this with windmill talk and a solar talk and development talk and lack of transparency, it raised a lot of questions. But that is so weird. On one of them, there are behind like close to $20,000 in back taxes. We can't make this up. The man who owns the car wash, I know I had to digress from the story. Where the story at? No, where the man at story? I got to find the story again. So the man who owns the car wash, AGG, owns or connected to that part of that partial land. When you look up the tax information, that shit is hilarious. You cannot make this up. I'm just gonna let you know that. AGG. Let me find the other one. Where's the other? AGG. This is 57. What's this number? 24. Where's the delinquent one? I gotta bring the delinquent up. What the child? I wasn't even trying to find nothing today. I was just going on just to talk about this, and I was gonna hop off. Heck yeah. Oh, so they paid that one. I need the one that they didn't pay. AGG. AGG again. 308. 308 they did pay. But let's see, go back to results. Let's put this one back in. 291711201234. So you telling me the person who's trying to put in a development is behind on taxes. Not only are they behind on taxes, they pay less taxes for the car wash than most people pay for their home ownership. You can't make this sugar honey iced tea up. 2023, 2024, and 2025. Well, 2025 is not due yet. Well, it's due at April 1st. That's the due date. That's right. That is so right. Oh, come on. Come on, y'all. If I had time, I would go a little further. Okay, I want to see delinquent 2023. That was due March 1st. How's a delinquent? Oh, look how much interest they charge. Oh, due date was 2024. What is 2025? 24. Dang, how do you get delinquent if he ain't or he ain't paid the original bill? I don't know. Where's 2024? 2025. I don't see 2025 on here. 23, 24. Oh, here's 2025. I don't know what they doing. They said they ain't paying shush. Let's see if I can pull the that's all I want to see is who's associated with it. And I'm done for the night. This is the stuff I'm talking about. Hold on, I just saw it. Go slow. Okay, so this one is different. This is Anchor Management Inc. How is Anchor Management Inc. associated with we got multiple LLCs, disorganized ownership, different investors, no coordination, just sitting on land, not paying taxes. Who owns this Who owns it? Says someone is slowly controlling the land without making it obvious. So let me not say the man who owned the car wash. The part that the car wash own, their taxes are paid. What part of their taxes are paid? Um, 57 is the car wash. Um, let's see. 24, that's the middle. Where's 37? Um, Anchor. We don't know who the anchor involved in all this. Let's see. Let me go back. We need to figure out. I need to see that 308 again. 57, 40. Where's the 308? Oh, okay. There's nothing in the Cook County of D's that's going to answer any of these questions. Oh, 01, 400. I don't know. 40. Okay, that's this one. You know what? At some point, I don't know. It's still saying that Chicago Title Land still owns the deed. That ain't really gonna answer my question. That's not gonna answer my question. I need to find one more. I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer, y'all. Don't worry. But who is behind all this? I get on A and I go right down the rabbit hole. And I go down the rabbit hole by myself. That's Anchor. How does Anchor play into this? So Anchor owes no. Anchor owes taxes. Different LLC than the car wash and the other two. So 024. So we know Anchor is this one. We're clear on that one. I cannot figure it out. I know the answer is right in front of me. It said always follow the money. Always follow the money and you'll find your answer. So Anchor is 40. We know that. 308. That's 57. That's a car wash. 308. 24. 24 don't owe anything. 24 has been paying their tax. So 24 paid their taxes. That's the middle one. 37. Let's see. Let's see if it's 37. No, I think 30. We gotta find 37. I'm sorry if hopefully I didn't miss anybody. But I know y'all ain't said nothing. Y'all just sitting in the chat just being, and it's okay. I'm here for it. 29, 18, 223, 037, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just trying to figure out why. If it's 3 parcel of land, Anchor owns. Is Anchor behind? So okay. So So, uh, this is AAG. So, oh, okay. What do you want me to do? Look up next door lots. Okay, so I will have to keep going down the rabbit hole to figure out. I started looking at just one property and it just looked at next door, different LLC, same problem, back taxes, then another project, same pattern. So now the question is this just neglect or is it someone quietly controlling along Dixie Highway? Can they? Clearly they're delinquent. So it's interesting. There's 3 pin numbers that came up for 148th. Well, let's do another street. Mm. Oh, so let me tell you the connection. They hit it because Posner is a P.O. box. AGG is a Linwood address. Developer investor often use. Okay. Here's a real way to connect register. Oh, if both LLCs use the same registry agent or the same law office. How do we figure that out? Oh, go on the Secretary of State filings. Okay, let's try this one. Uh, oh, uh, sorry, got sidetracked. Mm, okay. Can we go do a search on that? No, that's not what I want. Uh, that's annual report. I don't want to see that. Uh, 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 uh. I'm about to go to bed. I'm gonna have to sleep on this because I know there is an answer. Because these people connect somehow. I just can't. Okay. A residency search. Okay. So, um, let's see. Hope you're having a good Saturday evening. Okay. So, okay. Um, okay. That's keywords. Let's circle anchor. Let's do AGG LLC. Let's submit. Oh, I gotta pick one. Business name. Okay, so LLG's. Okay, so he's been a registered aid. Okay, it's active. Scott in South Holland. Okay, so, perpetrator. Okay, and I'm about to go to bed because I'm see my eyes get red and redder. Okay, and let's look at. Okay, the article. Um, Yes. I'm just looking because I'm trying to figure out what is the connection here. Um, Nothing found. Let's do registered agent then. Keywords. Wait, who owns this? When I put in that anchor, okay, now we're getting somewhere. Thank you. Let's see if we can find something that is oh, see. Hold on. Anchor AM Cat Ventures. Adventure. All these people are the same. You see that? Anchor Management Adventures. And this says, um, hold on. And this says AM Cap Ventures. AM Cap Ventures. AM Cap Ventures. Okay, let's just click on it. That's Belvedere Domestic. So they're not connected. There's got to be some connection. Because how do one person own the partial land that's in the middle? Oh, assume names. There's no assume names for this one. Okay. So we tried that involuntary dissolution. Involuntary 2020. That's Villa Park. Anchor management. Okay. Did they go by any other names? Hey y'all, how you doing? We're just trying to figure out how are all these people connected. Patrick. Nah, I think it's the same one. Oh, this was revoked or vacated in 88. 208 LaSalle. Hmm. Hmm. So this was dissolved. They don't have any aliases or doing business as someone else. So there's only 2 that are active since 2021. Oh, just mm, let's do. So how you doing? How you doing? I'm gonna figure this out because, and they may not be connected to each other. Maybe because one person paid their taxes, but they ain't paying that much taxes, and the one in the middle, the first one, their taxes are delinquent. That's interesting, ain't it? Mm, let's try it this way. Mm, officers. Interesting, right? I don't know. It's just weird how some is dissolved, but then it don't really have anything to link it back to whoever owns it. Now, if you do a deed, if I do it, if I pay for a deed, I can find out who actually owns it. But I don't want to pay for that. Like nobody wants to spend no money on that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's me, myself, and I. But I'm okay. Okay, so anger management was dissolved in 2020, but it didn't start going. And then Anchor Management Adventures and Belvedere, way downstate, created an LLC. These are not clearly connected companies. So, yeah, they're not connected. Mm. So to sum this up, I went to the state of Illinois. I went to state, let me sorry, I went to the Secretary of State records to see if these companies were connected, and there's no direct link. But what I did find is multiple different companies owning land on the same strip, all behind on taxes. Only one is no, one had their tax paid, but their taxes are low. So now the question is, why is the quarter being held like this? Interesting, right? Interesting, interesting, interesting. Unless you have any ideas to help me figure out the connection. But it looks like there's really no connection. The person who owned the car wash paid his taxes, but sorry, the people who owns that land on Dixie Highway to the partial land. And you know what I didn't do? Because I was getting lazy as we going on with this. So we're gonna use 148. So let's do 148.05. Harvey, if this give us some more stuff, we cannot do this today. Oh, here's another one. 148.05. Wait a minute, that's across the street, so we can't. Oh, and those. So I wonder, is that across the street then? See, because everything's paid up is zero. Because the city owns it. This okay, so it's not at 148,000. It's on the opposite side of the street. Bam. This is the property the city owns. Um, and how do I know that? Because it says 000. The city does not pay taxes on land that they own. But this partial land is not on that tax bill. I mean on that let's see. 140, let's see. Hallelujah. We want Dixie Highway, y'all. Dixie Highway. See, it's on 147. So they have one partial land. Okay. But that's on a different block. They're saying 148th. Where am I at? I'm tripping. So that's 148th. But across the street, let's take this, drop it in here. Like, who actually owns this property? Okay, let's see. So, again, Harvey Park District, first grand tour. It's quick claim to the Harvey Park District. So really, I will have to take my time to go through each one: warranty deed, easement on Dixie Highway. So we need the exact address of this partial land because it's in Harvey Park District owns property over there. You can't make this shit up. I'm telling you, you can't make it up, and they make sure you can't make it up. That's 105. Also, Harvey don't own it. Park District owns part of that property. Let's do 14807. I saw that one. That's on the list. 309. Let's see. Again, city owns this. I don't know, city or the. Did I have 309 in there earlier? You see how this can just go into a rabbit hole. Um, let's try to put it in here this way. So what I'm gonna have to do is, I ain't got time to really do that. Harvey Park District seems to own. Ay, Dios mío. Ay, Dios mío. Hope you're having a great day. I had a fabulous day. I mean, I chill. It didn't bother me. I know they talk, but talk is cheap. Yes. Hmm. And I put a different address in. Let's see. So we did 07. Let's try 14808. How about that? Because technically it's like, I don't know how commercial works. 308. Is 308 the same PIN number we had? No, this is a different PIN number. Look at there, look at there, look at there. Where have we done found? So Mr. AGG, he owns several partial of land and on Dixie Highway. Okay. Okay. And he paid his taxes up. But look how low these taxes are. Why are the taxes so low? Well, that's a Cook County. That's a Cook County thing. That's not a Harvey thing. Dios mío. Okay, so yeah, he owns a lot of property. The man who owned the car wash, uh, owns. He must be an older man. I believe. Les Perdien. But really, the last recording was 2014, and they were released. So I'm not sure that he paid cash, but clearly, the man who owned the car wash owns a lot of property in Harvey. Okay. So maybe the person who AGG needs to come here and talk to us. 29. What he trying to do? Oh, we got 29308. Oh. Hey. Okay. So Hold on. So this is 14808. And he owns 14800. Okay. Some oh yes, man. Did I mess that up? Let me double check my work. 29. Oh, am I tripping? I'm tripping, y'all. 29. Oh, I did. Hold on, I did it wrong. 29 07 308 028. I could have worked at the county and title search. Okay, so his taxes are paid. 309. He for this one property, he paid $309 for taxes. He held on this for years. Let's see, where does you could see 20 years taxes? There's a way you could look at all the taxes. Excuse me. A South Suburban mosquito abatement. That's where Tyrone Rogers' wife was working at as a something, and she got in trouble because she was not supposed to have that job because she did not qualify for that job. They sat on this property. I want to see the same person. How long did he? I want to see how long did he hold on to this property? Okay, they ain't that. Okay, so this must be an older person. I mean, just a LLC. I assume 2013. Shoot, if I was paying $145 for land, you doggone right. Okay, so let's go back to we know that Kellogg was married then '08. Yeah, he's probably an older person because you could tell by how whoever owns it, it's been around for years. So we know that AGG has been around for years. But they have been sitting on this. Well, what if it's vacant land? What was it back then? Interesting. You know what I'm saying? Paid bill. They always pay their taxes. If I had this, I would be paying this low too. Shit. Okay. Let's try 148.10. Cause it's okay, 29. So 2907 308 29. Okay. Okay. AGG again. They have been sitting on this property price since 2014. Yep. 2014. I don't know who this person is, but the person who owned the car wash owned that whole strip. Well, one part of it look as though that somebody owes taxes on it, and it's about to go up to tax uh, on a tax sale. Mm. So he been paying these little tax. He ain't paying little to nothing on his taxes, and his taxes has not been adjusted since he had the car wash. Be interesting who's been cutting that grass. Okay, let's try one more. I'm gonna try one more. Then I gotta go to bed. It's getting on my nerves. Okay, so the car wash is owned by AGG. Same how AGG is controlling multiple partial land. It's not random anymore. Okay. Let's see. Now for 148 Dixie Howard, for the second screen, the grantor is Harvey Park District. So there's an easement somewhere on across the street. So okay. Mhm. Mm. So maybe we need to ask AGG to come in. Okay, 14812. Uh yeah. Oh, we got another pin number. 2930. Guess who owns that? So one person has all this strip of land and not really paying a whole lot in taxes for it. So when you say these businesses need to pay their taxes, well, that sounds more like a Cook County problem because some of them are not even as their taxes are lower than some of these homeowners' taxes. They hmm, what's the value? One of them was 10,000. It's another 10,000. They probably end up getting probably sell for what about 100,000, getting their money back. Okay, we did 12. Let's do 14814. How about that? I ain't clear. Oh, they're going no. They go 31. Bam. Guess who owns 14814? Um, and again, interesting, right? They've owned this land for years. Owned this land for years. So we already know. So the person who will benefit from this property being sold is the person who owns the car wash. The person who owns the car wash will be the person who benefits the most. So they're arguing outside my window. Isn't it interesting? That is so interesting to me. The person who benefits the most is the person who owns the car wash. Hmm. Yes, yes. So he positioned himself, cheap land. They I think they own that whole block. Uh-huh. Hmm. Okay, let's do one more. One more. Can you give me one more? Oh, we did 14. 148. Let's jump 120. We stand on the even side of the street. Who you think owned this partial land? AGG. Okay. In 2008, we know that Kellogg was in office. That we do know. All his taxes are paid. Always, all this tax was always paid. So I don't know who this one on 148 who has this PIN number has outstanding taxes. Let's see. Let's say, so excuse me. Mm, 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 mm. So they sat on this property for a long time. How much did they sell? Long term holding, low cost land, minimal investment, just sitting near transportation. IDOT already nearby. Future corridor connection to the Illinois Department of Transportation. Now this matters because investors love land near roads, expansion corridors, and infrastructure zone. So this is no longer about one vacant lot, one company, AGG LLC. One owns multiple connected partial along Dixie Highway, including a car wash and several vacant lots. This is not a coincidence. That that land's controlled. Okay. Interesting, right? That's interesting. Okay. Well, they held on that land for a long time. I'm gonna tell you that. So let me get back to here. I don't even know. What did I do with that? Uh, there. Sorry. So okay, let me continue. I digress. I know. It's just four of us in here. Okay. Now Gardner said that he. Okay, so I said Gardner. Oh, Gardner said there has been a lot of due diligence to test the soil and do site work. He said that 50 million is an estimate. And once they receive the data of what it would take to remedy the site, they will have a more definitive number. Now, he said they hopefully can break ground later this year. He said they will approach the village, which is the city of Harvey, in regards to the funding. They cannot come to us for funding. We have no money. And the thing is, the partial land on 148 is owned by the person who owns the car wash or the company that owns the car wash. So if the land had to be tested, it should have been tested. Cox and the Gardner met with conference. I want his Cox and Gardner. Cox was instrumental in bringing Castle Car Wash to the community. Now this is weird. This is a weird statement. This statement doesn't make any sense. Um, hmm. Oh, sorry. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I'm so congested right now. I don't know what they got going on outside. Thank you for this, thinking this through. Now you're absolutely right. This question is statement because it's written does not fully make sense on based on what we have found, right? Because Cox instrument in bringing Castle Car Wash to the community when the land is owned by AGG. AGG is the one receiving the tax bill and responsible for paying it. Come on now. So the landowner is AGG, owns the actual land, pays the property taxes. The Castle Car Wash runs the business, may not own the land. Okay. They may not own the land. Okay. Okay, that's good. May not. Do they own the land? What does Castle has to do with this then? Now, and also because of the property tax for that land is so cheap, it should have been reassessed. Now, possible Cox could have helped bring the business, connect the party, and support approved zoning. So, what the statement might mean is to set on the statement about Cox does not necessarily mean ownership. It's like I mean Cox help introduce the car, support getting approval. Why it sound off and call it? See, it sounds like Cox is responsible for the business being there, but doesn't explain who actually owns the land, who benefit from long term. Now, I heard a statement that someone was instrumental in bringing the car wash to Harvey, but here's what I found: the land is actually owned by AGG, not the business itself. Bam! Remember, we had a car wash. We have businesses that had closed down because the people who actually own the land haven't been paying their property taxes, so they closed the company who was leasing the land. Now we back on that again. So the question becomes, what does instrumental means? And did they bring the business or did they connect the deal? Or are we missing a part of this story? Let's keep going. Okay, so he said Harvey hasn't had a substantial development take place in a few years. Okay. The feedback is that they're just excited about the scale of the development. The architectural design is of it, excuse me, the what's that accoutrements that are being provided. And most importantly, the services and the void that it is feeling feeling in the marketplace. The coalition also had planned the Franchise Expo Economic Development Conference, which will take place, okay, at interesting, right? Said that the goal of the expo is to connect franchise and franchise. She said it is the opportunity for franchiser, franchisee, architects, attorney, construction company, brokers, small business, SBA lenders, and municipality, as well as nonprofit, to be in the room. Cox said the hope is that the franchise who attended the expo can open businesses and with what they learn at the expo can sustain their business. BLK Black Gravity will help with the education portion of the expo. Southland entrepreneurs have always had the ideas and the drive. What's been missing is access. Robin Brooks said in the press release, the coalition is about opening doors. We're creating real pathway to franchise ownership and real exposure to national uh, brands and real opportunity for small businesses to scale. The Southland deserve an economy that works for the people who lives there. So, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts? So, the person who actually owns, there's some AGG owns land, and Castle rents the land out, which is interesting, right? It's interesting. Uh, Let's see. Let me sum this up because I'll get sleep. Now I've been sleepy now. I don't know why I'm gonna lie to you on that one. So okay, so we do have an understanding. Man, they look fragile. They look fragile. So he must own the car wash, I assume. Okay, let's see. Proposed 50. We don't have no money. The kids want I ain't got no money. Sounds good on paper. Sounds like revitalization. Okay. Multiple partial deal the same area owned by AGG. Those partial are vacant, have low value, some it has some have delinquent taxes on it. The article said they've done due diligence, soil testing, planning to break ground. Seemed like they would have tested soil before this. On no visible development land sitting vacant. Same owner holding the multiple partial land. So it's not their line. The version is being promoted, but the real reality doesn't match yet. Cox instrument in bringing the Castle Carway land is still owned by AGG. Now, so the statement of the PR language, not ownership language. She's helped bring the business concept, not that she owns the land. I got it. Where you went? Okay. The question of receipts is now I read an article about the $50 million on development plan for the 148th and Dixie Highway. And listen, on paper, it sounds amazing. Housing, commercial space, opportunity. That's where we want for Harvey. But when I went and looked at the actual land and pull the property records, I saw something different. Multiple partial lands in the same area are owned by the same AGG LLC, and the land is still sitting vacant. Now, so now the question becomes where exactly is the development happening and who owns the land supposed to be built on and what the timeline of the project for real. So we need clarity, ownership, timeline, funding, soil issue. What happened to remediation needs? And land could be contaminated and that delay everything. Is that why nothing has never been built on that land? I want to say, I don't think there was, I had to ask this. So, meaning, so early stage proposal, not locked into a project. Idea, conversation, vision, no land control, not yet. We don't know that yet. Funding, we're not sure about that in the timeline. See, I'm not against development. I'm for it, but I'm also for transparency. Because right now we're hearing big plans, but when you look at the land, it's telling a different story. Now, I didn't just read an article, I had to verify it and separate the vision from the facts. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let's see. Oh, I gotta go. Oh, let's go deeper. Let's go deeper. Hey, this your girl. I'm sleepy. Went to Pure and came back the same day. Okay, so is Harvey development real or just a proposal? Okay, what I did, okay, a real development has land owned and under contract, funding secured and committed, permit, zoning approved, and timeline clear, construction visible and scheduled. So, well, what we have right now is the land ownership is kind of unclear because we found AGG owns multiple partial land, but there's somebody else, a venture owns one part that um has been behind the tax for 2.5 years. So that's what the article doesn't confer development who owns the land, and that's the big gap. The funding is not secure. They said we approached the village, or they meant Harvey, for funding. They could not approach Harvey for funding. Could you tell these people we don't have no money if they ain't listen to the newspaper, TV, radio? Somebody tell these people we ain't got no money. Now the soil remediation needs. Now test and clear up. And that's the part I understand. If they if, uh, 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 hold on. So when they gonna have another ground break? I ain't gonna excuse me, I'm not gonna be at the other ground breaking. I'm just saying doing that. So the next question, and you okay? So just because AGG owns some of the land doesn't mean they are the ones doing the development of testing. So developers don't own the land yet. Okay, so ENS development Mankey could be planning the project during the soil test, but do not own the land. But the land's under contract. So AGG could have said, go ahead and test the land because they may negotiate a deal or open to sell. They're not testing different partial, very important. The article says 148th and Dixie Highway. Is that one partial land and corner? Who knows? The soil testing does not equal ownership. We know that. In the due diligence negotiation phase, land's not fully secure. Still evaluating feasibility and still figuring out costs. Now, let me summarize this up because then I got to get out of here and go lay down. Now, here's the part that made me pause. They said they test the soil on the site, but when I looked up the property records, some of that land is owned by the completely different company, AGG LLC. So now the question becomes, are they planning to buy the land or are they partnering with the owner? Or are they testing the land they don't even own yet? Because testing soil doesn't mean you own the property. It just means you're trying to see if the deal is going to make sense. So, yeah. So sorry, y'all. Long day, long week. So, but with that said, we have already went through. They said that's Will Davis. The real estate developers see potential in I hate to put village city of Harvey. And again, this is for the developmental. When we was at the meeting on Monday, they talked about the windmill solar farm. So these are two different things that I'm sure they did not meant for this to come out. So what else do they have on paper that they need to inform the community what is happening in our community and what is in place to make sure that this project is completed? And also, isn't Will Davis the same person who gave money for the 6 satellites that is not being used or not? It's a couple of them are crumbling. Man, these people, they just get the money and they don't give a shoot of what they do with it. Build one thing at a time until you finish, then you move on. Don't try to do all at once because it look like y'all can't do it. Y'all can't do it. Y'all can't do it. Well, I just want to say I know Crook County ain't ill, but I want to say thank you to the 6 people who came in here and sat in here with me. Hold on, let me find myself so I can guide myself. I would make it bigger, but I look for it's coming on, y'all. So I just want to say I appreciate you 8 who's sitting up in here with me. You're the best. You know, it's interesting, but you got to go further to find what's going on. And again, we know that AGG owns. I've been paying taxes on it, but I can't see. I can't figure out who owns the land. So that's the interesting part. Ain't that right? Well, I am going to sign off because I am starting to feel horrible with this fan on. I don't even know what. Because I be cooking and the fire be high. Well, this your girl D Love for the South Side, Inglewood for life, Chicago. That is, and I'll be back, and I hope you be back, and I'll see you soon. Holla at you, girl. I got to go.
Dear love, no apologies, real talk, real conversations, politics, community, what you need to know. watching the show. Don't forget to hit